Welcome back to our program in a nutshell. Today we are here to talk about the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, which will be debuting next week. We have two special guests with us today to talk about the county fair. I'm Bob Savakanis, and again, welcome to In a Nutshell. Today with us is Jim Rodway. Jim is a graduate of the University of Scranton, and he is the Assistant Director of Community Development for Lackawanna County, and for the purpose of the Lackawanna County Fair, he is the manager. Also with us is Mary Ann Moran Savakanis, Executive Director of the Lackawanna County Historical Society. She's a graduate of Kutztown University, and as far as the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair goes, she is kind of coordinating and running the events that will focus on heritage and history. Welcome to our program today.
Thanks for having us, Bob.
Jim, I'm going to start off by just tell us a little bit about the county fair. What prompted it to come together and become an event?
Well, back in 2019, this idea came into play with the administration that was involved at the time. It was supposed to be an ongoing event. We opened up on 2019 for the first time, but then unfortunately it was canceled the next 2 years with COVID. And here we are 3 years later. We're coming back for our second annual Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, and it's located up at Montage Mountain at the resorts. It takes place in the parking lot and also in the lower level. It's June 1st to June 5th, which is Wednesday to Sunday. The hours are Wednesday 4 to 10, Thursday 4 to 10, Friday 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday 11 to 9 p.m.
It's a lot of hours.
Yeah, 46 to be exact.
Okay. It sounds like a fun time. I know there's so many county fairs that happen throughout the state of Pennsylvania, and I know how important they are to the economies in Pennsylvania and everything. So again, it was a great idea to start the county fair a few years back, and you're going to continue it this year. And what's going to make it bigger and better this year?
Well, I think for one, the fact that we didn't have it for 2 years, I think people are looking forward to getting out and doing something. I think there's a lot of activity going on out there in the world, and especially here in Lackawanna County. We're getting a lot of play on our Facebook page in comparison to 2019. Last week, we had over 17,000 hits on our Facebook page, our views. So we're excited. We think it's going to be a good year. Hopefully the weather's good, because that's always the big factor. Back in 2019, our first year, if people remember, it's the Wednesday after Memorial Day, and we got hit by a tornado back then. So Wednesday and Thursday was basically rained out, but we still ended up doing about 12,000 people over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're hoping to get anywhere from 20 to 30,000 people this year. That's our goal. So hopefully if the weather holds off, we'll see what happens.
Okay. So what will the public have to look forward to? Delicious food, I assume, some fun rides. Tell us a little bit about what we expect to see at the fair.
Well, let's go to the value of the fair. The
Okay.
cost is $10. And for your $10 admission, you get free parking, entertainment. We have 23 bands spread out throughout the time of the fair. You get unlimited rides supplied by Swyka Amusements, and you also get use of the Waterpark at Montage Mountain. So for a $10 bill, you get to do an awful lot of fun stuff for you and your family.
Sounds like a lot. Our other guests, Mary Ann, tell us a little bit about what the heritage part of the fair will include.
Sure. Well, as the Lackawanna Historical Society, our friends at the county fair, reached out to us. Actually, the first year we were there in a very small way, trying to figure out how we could tie in heritage to an event where people come to play. Basically, they come to eat and dance and ride the rides. So we are trying to find a way to make it more interactive this year. And so we've asked a lot of our friends to come out and do local history exhibits and talk about the programs that they do through interactive kind of meet and greet tables, and then have some presentations that really focus on different areas of heritage. We've kind of divided into different days. There's 5 days, right? 5?
5 days.
So we split it into the first day we'll focus on land. So we have the Francis Dorrance Archaeology Society coming in, and they'll talk a little bit about what they are finding at a local dig just down in Coxton Yard outside of Lackawanna County. And then we also have Bernie McGurl to talk about the river, and I think he has a nice diorama where he talks about how ecology affects all of us and through the river and what the river does for us and what we can do for the river. We also have our friend John Lakuta, who he comes to the Historical Society's Children's Day every year, and he does nice mural paintings that have some sort of local theme. So what he did a couple of weeks ago was went up to Montage and made an image of West Mountain from Montage, so that while the kids are coming up to paint the mountain scene, he'll talk about how the people that lived here, how they came into the area, originally from New England coming down, and the areas they traveled, and what you can see in the mountainscape today. So again, it's going to be interactive, it's going to be hands-on, and then from there we have different things every day: land, people, industry, transportation, and culture every day, I hope.
Cool. Okay. Sounds like a lot of fun activities for families to come out and have the kids engaged in different things, in addition to learning a little bit about our history and our culture as well. Jim, what is it like planning this event? You're the manager of the fair. Tell us how long ago it begins to plan this event and all the hours that go into it, and just a little bit behind the scenes, if you will.
Well, we started, last year in the fall for sure, trying to ramp up and getting things moving. Unfortunately, with the times, it was a little hard because we weren't sure if it would be coming off, because you didn't know if COVID was going to subside or go away and we'd be able to do it. So there was some reluctance from people at first. So I would say right after Christmas, the New Year, it sort of started ramping up a little bit. We have, like I mentioned, 23 bands, most of them local. We even have a band coming from Penn State, J.R. Mangan. He's from Dunmore originally, so we do have the local tie there.
When you say bands, what kind of music can we expect?
We have all different types. We have some polka bands coming. We have a Latino band coming up from Hazelton. We have local cover bands. We have some duos that, play the Wannabes, of course. They play one-hit wonders, they do their thing. So we have a big variety of bands for sure.
Sounds it.
Yeah. And then food, vendors, food trucks. We have, between vendors and food trucks themselves, we probably have over 24 different ones. And there's a wide variety of food there, from Villa Maria and West Side with your Italian food. There's a couple of Mexican food trucks coming. I believe there's a Jamaican food truck coming. There's a barbecue coming up from, I think, Shamokin. So we're getting a big variety of food as well. So there is a lot to go into, but it's fun. The biggest thing, of course, is trying to raise money to keep the $10 value, or the $10 price for what you get. We try to raise as much money as we can to offset the operating costs of it. So we have a lot of good sponsors that stepped up and helped us out, starting with the Lackawanna County Commissioners. They are helping us in some ways. Then we have Century Dental gave us a nice large donation, the Lackawanna Drug and Alcohol Association, Fidelity Bank. They're some of our bigger sponsors. And of course, the Visitors Bureau, Lackawanna County Convention and Visitors Bureau, they're a big supporter of the fair as well.
Well, I do have to say again, it is amazing. So from June 1st through June 5th, you could go up to the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair for $10, swim in a pool, do all kind of events at the water park, enjoy great food, hear some great music, see some historical interpretations, some heritage and everything. I'd like to go back to that for a few moments again, Marianne. I see you have some artifacts, articles on display, which I assume is part of our ethnic heritage here in northeastern
Yes.
Pennsylvania. Can you tell us a little bit about, again, what some of the people can expect to see, maybe from the heritage perspective?
Yes. I mentioned we're trying to do different themes every day. So one theme day is people. and we're trying to combine as much as we can to kind of give a cross section of Lackawanna County. And one of our very good friends is Tammy Budnovich. Tammy does a Ukrainian Pisanki workshop for the Historical Society every spring, and we asked her if she'd come in and do a demonstration that day. So she took it to another level, and she stopped by the other day with these pieces, which basically are from the Ukrainian dance tradition. So these are kind of the costumes they would wear. So she loaned us some pieces. These are the women's headpiece and the great leather boots. I don't know if you've ever seen this dance group, but they usually wear the red leather boots and the flowers on their hair, and then these wonderful embroidered pieces. And then the men, they almost look like Cossacks. They wear like the baggy red pants, also boots and the sash, and then they do the kicking. And now we're not going to have the dancers this year, but we are going to have some of the clothing on display. Some of the other ethnic groups we're going to demonstrate that day. Carol Gargan is Lithuanian, and she is very skilled at doing this straw art, which is a hanging garden kind of ornamental piece that she does. Trying to think who else is there for the ethnic days. Stephanie Longo, our good Italian friend, she's going to make ricotta cheese. And I think her mom Annie's coming with her. And Annie said, oh, I might do something too. So we'll have a little cooking demonstration. And if you're talking about cooking after the ricotta cheese, probably at 6 o'clock that evening, our good friend Edna Burgett is coming, and she's making sweet potato pie. And she's going to give everyone a piece of potato pie and the recipe that they use.
And that's in addition to the $10 fee. We're
Yes,
even all this extra
you get to leave
food.
with potato pie. Bob, can you hand me this book?
Sure.
Edna's daughter is Sandra Burgett Miller. And Sandra Burgett Miller wrote a book called Tell 'em, which is a book of poems based on her research into her ancestry, where her family came to Waverly through the Underground Railroad. And when Sandra wrote these poems and published the book, I think it was about 2017 or 18, she put a whole production together with her family. Her daughters dressed in first African country costume, and then later what slaves would have dressed like. And she did this wonderful interpretation of her poems as a full production at the Scranton Cultural Center. They did it for 2 years. They also stopped doing it over COVID. So we're not bringing in the full production, but on that Friday night at 6:30, we're going to have down in the lounge, the Slocum Hollow Lounge, I think 3 skits from the production. Sandra's girls are coming back from like North Carolina. They're all coming in for the weekend, so we're excited about that. So that's another piece of the culture story that we're going to tell. And another evening program that we're doing, our big event for our week, is the local history game show. It's called You Live Here, You Should Know This. We do it every year, but the county fair planners asked us to do it at the fair this year. And they actually have a team, Armand and Mike Toludo. They're going to play. They're past champions. So they know their local history, but that's on Thursday night, starting at 6 o'clock. It'll be live streamed, and people can watch from home, or they can come to the fair, grab some food from the food truck, come on down and play and watch the game show with us. It should be a lot of fun.
Well, I know, again, in addition to all the great heritage that you're going to be talking about, of course, one of my favorite subjects through the years has been Rocky Glen Park, which had a 101-year history in our area, and I've done a couple documentaries on it. But I will be putting together a Rocky Glen display, and we'll also be looping some of my documentary work on Rocky Glen. So, of course, I'm thrilled to be promoting what a great, amazing amusement park we had in our area. But I'll turn that back and look over at Jim again and tell us a little bit about some of the rides that we could expect to see there. It's not at Rocky Glen, but it's close enough at the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair from June 1st through the 5th. What kind of rides are we going to be able to enjoy?
I believe the basic rides.
Okay, all right.
There'll be, I know there's a Ferris wheel coming. Okay. There's the Tilt-A-Whirl, your basic
traditional
time. A bunch of kiddie rides as well for the younger kids, which is cool because it's a family event, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of younger people coming as well. But I think he's going to be bringing anywhere between 15 and 18 rides. The best part there, it's unlimited rides for $10. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that. To go to Montage Waterpark for one day is $29.99. So you could come to the fair, ride all the rides you want, take a dip in the pool, listen to some music, and have some foods for $10. So our big marketing piece was it's the best value on the fair circuit because it is for $10, all included, including parking. So it's a great deal.
And again, I attribute it through the years that our Lackawanna County commissioners through all the years have always been very supportive of these great heritage arts programming and everything else in our county. So again, it's a tribute to our county commissioners. Also, I know our county visitor bureau, Kurt Camoni, working with him through the years as well. You know, wonderful director, does a lot of great stuff to help promote our county, and a great opportunity to get outside and invite anybody to come to this fair and just have a great time and everything. You were saying about like the fundraising aspect and everything. I mean, I'm hoping that this will continue on for many years, the county fair. Is this something that's like in the longer term planning at this point, do you think?
I think after the first year in 2019, the big fear was, would people come?
Mm-hmm.
And even though we had that bad weather on Saturday, when the weather was nice, we had 8,800 people come through the gates.
That's a great number for
You know,
a first year fair.
Right. So will it continue? I'm hoping so. I think it could sustain itself if we, again, have good weather and we get a decent amount of people through the gate this year with the money we raised. And if we have a good year, we should be in good shape moving forward for next year. So it's always going to be, you know, every year you're trying to raise money, sell tickets. But I think as time goes on, I think it'll get easier because people will know, okay, they're coming to come after me for a couple dollars for the fair, but a lot of these sponsors stepped up in 2019 and now they came back in 2022. And I believe it will go on in the future.
Well, again, that's, I think, another great attribute that we have in Lackawanna County, that there are a lot of supportive, generous businesses that like to support all the great activities and things that we do here. And, you know, just the idea of being able to come to a county fair, and I'm going to repeat it again, because again, it's amazing. $10, June 1st through the 5th at Montage Mountain, water parks, food, amusements, rides, great food, ethnic demonstrations, heritage and everything. So I'm going to go back to you again, Marianne. And so the game show, I know that's been going on for many years, and it's so wonderful to have high school students engaged. I know through the years you've had elected officials as part of it. You've had our community leaders, business leaders, things like that. But what a great opportunity for the Historical Society to be out in the community and engage our young adults in learning about history and kind of being on the stage a little bit. Do you want to talk a little bit about the game show?
Yeah. So the game show, I think we've been doing for over 15 years. Of course, the last 2 years it was completely virtual, which is why we're live streaming it, because we built up a virtual audience and we don't want to lose those as much as we want to return to in-person programming. So we've minimized it a little bit. We've got, instead of 4 people on a team, we have 2 people on a team. Some of the teams, you mentioned local officials. We have the mayor, Lonnie Loisel, and Sarah Walsh. They're actually affiliated with Riverside High School, which is one of the schools that create the games for us. We have Riverside and Valley View students who work all year long researching history and writing all of the questions, and then they design Jeopardy boards and everyone plays. The other teams that are playing, some more Riverside folks, Joe Mosayunas, Dave Walsh, Dinesh Yanishad, who retired now, Paul Brennan, Lori Cadden, everybody's favorite Scrantonian, and our most favorite Scrantonian, Evie McNulty, is going to be Lori's teammate, and they're always fun when they play. We've got some of our partners, Owen Orsba and Gerard Hetman. And then we also had, we had Judge Margie Moyle, but she called me today. She has to cancel, but she has another judge filling in for her. We have Mary Walsh Dempsey playing, and she'll be playing with Representative Bridget Kosarowski. And then I mentioned our fair planners. I thought Armand was playing, but it's actually Matt Pritchett and Mike Toludo will be playing, and they are past champions. In the past, we've had students return and play on teams. We don't this year. Usually there were some Valley View students who actually won last year, but they're not available this year. So our Valley View reps are actually coming from Archibald. It's Kaylee Cornell and Sarah Gabriel, and they're with the Archibald Neighborhood Association. So we try to spread that out through the county too, so that people can come in and play. And not just the game show, but a lot of what we're doing during the fair involves our partners. And I do want to mention the libraries. We've got 2 libraries coming in on different days to do some scavenger hunt, book reading activities, and so that's very helpful too. We also have our partners at the Trolley Museum. They're going to do a little display. Steamtown National Historic Site's going to do the Ring of Fire on the last day. That's always a scene stealer.
Fascinating.
Yes, and then the Anthracite Heritage Museum is going to do a rag rug loom display. So again, we're trying to be interactive. We're trying to keep people engaged, and find something to do to celebrate heritage while you're enjoying all the fanfare, food, and entertainment at the fair.
So when is the game show again?
The game show is Thursday night, June 2nd, and it starts at 6 p.m.
Okay, and that is also a part of the fair admission.
The fair admission, so $10 gets you into the fair for all the fun, and then you can learn a little history and watch some of these people put their skills to the test. How much does Lori Cadden and Evie McNulty really know about Lackawanna County?
Well, I know one thing, you'll definitely laugh.
Yes, a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
Well, I actually want to put that challenge out to our viewers out there to come and support the game show, because we look at all the activities that are sports related for students and everything, but here's a chance to come out and support these students. And again, I've said it before, and I'll keep repeating it. These students, they design the whole game show. They're very active in it. They're front and center stage, and I really hope everyone will come out and support these students who want to learn about our local history and be involved in their community.
Yeah, they host the games too. So in addition to learning and researching, they have to stand up in front of an audience, and these contestants, who are some of our notable locals, so they have to show their poise and look like they know what they're doing, and they do. So,
well, of course, I think I'm going to have some Rocky Glen questions in there, so that makes me a big supporter.
Yes.
In addition to it. We're going to miss Judge Margie. I always look forward to seeing her every year, but anyway. So I'm going to go back to you again, Jim. Now, what drives you to want to make this such a successful event?
I think it was a great idea to start with, and I think we're on the verge that we can make it something that'll go on into history. And speaking of history, I always think back to my brother, Alan Sweeney, who was very
great guy.
An amazing
I
individual.
shouldn't have brought that up.
Oh, honey.
With the Lackawanna Historical Society, and it's just one of those things you want to leave some kind of a legacy, and I think this Heritage Fair could be that for the people involved with it throughout the years. So, with a lot of support from our local sponsors, a lot of support from our partners, like you like to use that word, like the Historical Society, it's going to grow. It's going to change. It's going to be amoeba. We'll keep adding things to it. And the more that people want to get involved, I think the bigger and better it'll get. So I just hope you all come out and support the fair this coming week and have a good time. And then maybe you'll want to come up and play in the game show, or maybe you'll want to have a spot at as one of the vendors. So we're just going to keep growing this thing.
The more the merrier.
That's right.
It's like I said when we first started our show, there are so many county fairs throughout the state of Pennsylvania. It's just wonderful that Lackawanna County has become a part of those county fairs, adding it to the roster of activities and events. So, Jim, I'm going to ask you to tell us again about it. Give us the dates, the times, all the things that are involved. I want to make sure our audience knows what this is going to be and what a great deal it is.
The Lackawanna Heritage Fair is coming up on June 1st to June 5th, Wednesday to Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. The cost is $10, which includes free parking, unlimited rides, use of the water park, entertainment. It's the best value out there on the fair circuit. So stop by and support the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair.
Sounds like, again, a great opportunity to just go out as a family, go out and spend some time with your friends, and in a wonderful atmosphere. Montage Mountain, it's a beautiful facility there to enjoy the water park and everything. Marianne, why should we come to the county fair? To learn about our local history, to support our students? Give us some reasons again about what is all the things that you have to offer.
The county fair is a fun reason to get together. Jim just said it's the best value on the county fair circuit. You can go in, you can listen to the music, you can ride the rides, you can go to the water park, and hopefully at the same time you'll come together and learn a little bit about our shared story. The Historical Society is dedicated to inspiring people to explore more about the past and learn our history, because it's everyone's story. No matter where your ancestors came from, everybody came here. So we built this community, and this is a great chance to celebrate together.
Okay. Again, northeastern Pennsylvania is known for its great ethnic heritage and history. And I'll go back to Rocky Glen. It seems like that's my theme, but we had all the ethnic days at Rocky Glen, so it is almost like a continuation of those ethnic type days of celebrating our heritage and our history, now at the county fairgrounds at Montage Mountain at this point. Again, a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, Marianne, for all that you do with the Historical Society and trying to keep our history alive and also our heritage. Jim, I think just a fantastic job that you've done for coordinating this and trying to make it all happen, getting the sponsors, getting everything out there so that everyone can enjoy for $10 this wonderful event with so many places and things to do at this location. Last thoughts then, Jim, about the county fair.
Well, number one, I'd like to thank you for having us on the show. We appreciate the little bit of boost we're going to get from this.
A little boost. We're going to get a big boost.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. But again, just if you have time this coming week, stop by. I think you'll enjoy yourself. You don't have to break the bank. $10 again. It's a great deal. So stop up and check us out, and hopefully you'll enjoy yourself.
I don't think we'll have to hopefully enjoy ourselves. We know we'll enjoy ourselves because, again, it's a great opportunity. So thank you to our special guest, Marianne Moran-Savakinas, Executive Director of Lackawanna County Historical Society, providing us with all the heritage and history. Thank you, Jim Rodway, the manager of the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, for all that you do to support this and make this event happen for us. I want to ask our viewers to all come out and support the Lackawanna County Heritage Fair, enjoy those couple of days, and enjoy the great value and opportunities and everything that there is to offer. I'm Bob Savakinas. Thank you for tuning into our program in a nutshell.